Can I think of 101 ways to reduce overwhelm? Okay, number one, get out of your head. That's where the overwhelm lives, right? Not like in an imaginary way. It's real, it's rubbish, it's clogging up everything you want to do. It reduces your capacity for joy and your ability to focus on what matters most to you. So it's not in your head in an imaginary way, but it is primarily here, right? I see like the thought bombing. Move your attention to your feet, feel your feet on the ground. Maybe gently rock from side to side, or if you're in public and you're doing this in secret, don't rock from side to side, just maybe push your feet into the ground. Anything to draw your attention out of your head where the overwhelm is living and currently really annoying you. So feel your feet on the ground, then maybe, you might like to do this, allow your belly to soften. If it doesn't want to, that's okay. Just notice how you feel. So you're moving your attention from the overwhelm into the body and just noticing. That's the fastest way I know to get out of overwhelm. Number two, self-acceptance is probably the next most powerful one, and it leads on from the first one. So we often want to be feeling differently than we are in the moment. So for example, this morning I'm thinking, I really want to get some YouTube videos done so I can share with you how to get out of overwhelm, so you can move through your day feeling better, feeling more like you, feeling more whole, more joyful, etc. But inside my head is all these stories about how I've got a cold sore today, so this is a really stupid day, I'll do it tomorrow. So there's all this stuff in my way. Now if I just accept, this is how I am, I'm showing up anyway, like this is how I am, I happen to have a cold sore, so what? Like, it doesn't matter. What I have to say matters more than just this situation right now, which is just temporary. It just is. But I always have something to share about overwhelm because I've geeked out on it, because I managed to wreck my life through it. And I've worked with lots of people to get out of it and use it to free ourselves from the normal old-fashioned paradigm of pushing through overwhelm into exhaustion to have a life that feels successful. If you're sick of that, just noticing where you are, practicing self-acceptance, not where you want to be, is actually really freeing. This is just how things are. It's temporary, but I'm noticing it. I'm noticing my fear, my overwhelm, my frustration, the way I feel like I'm stuck and I haven't got any options, which is never actually true, but feels like it because that's what overwhelm does. It crowds the brain out and it just makes it really hard to see the bigger picture. Obviously, you know that. You know what I'm talking about. That's why you're watching this video, right? Oh, 101 ways to reduce overwhelm. Number three, moving your body is an interesting one. So I know a lot of people who say going for a run is really helpful, but not always. This is a really interesting one. Often people are running to escape the overwhelm, to escape the heaviness, to escape the pressure and the stress. How's that working out for you? Well, you might get a temporary hit. Moving the body is always a good idea when it wants to move, right? But so is being still. And I find that really interesting. So there's two ends of a stick here, isn't there? There's the moving your body in order to allow energy to move, which tends to create, well, just a shift. It's a change, right? A change in energy, a change in focus, a change in attention. But then there's the being still in order to do the same thing. So I don't believe that exercise cures stress at all. I think it depends. Everything only does anything if you're tuned into how you're doing it. So it is self-awareness that is most important. So if you're running to try and like shake off your day, that might work or it might not. Only you know. This is not about me, this is about you. But if you run in order to move your attention, to accept, yeah, I feel all this pressure. Right now there's a lot of pressure, but I'm going to go for a run because it feels good, because I want to look after myself. I treasure my body. I'm listening to my body. My body needs to move. That's different. So it's the how. The how matters very, very much. So self-awareness is key. And that's the first two, isn't it? The noticing how you're feeling, so the moving your awareness out of your head into your body, feeling your feet on the ground, allowing the belly to soften. That creates self-awareness because you're noticing. You're not trying to change anything, you're just noticing, which is related to the second point about self-acceptance. This is who I am today. This is how I am today. This is where I am today. And from that point, you can move with awareness. You have the self-knowledge about how to navigate your day. Rather than what we try and do often with these kind of techniques, i.e. exercise, some sort of stress management, mindfulness, meditation, is to use them to change how we're feeling. It's not, how's that working out for you? Never worked for me. Like, it can work occasionally, but it's not a long-term solution. A long-term solution is to accept, oh, I've reached a point in my life where I actually feel really pressured and stressed a lot of the time. And while I was happy to push through it while I accepted the need to push through it previously, I can see what it cost me and I don't want it anymore. From that point, you have the awareness to decide what to do next. And then using techniques to reduce overwhelm will work better for you. They're just more powerful. That's when doing things like a brain dump becomes helpful. Because if you do it from a place of, I just want to clear my mind, but then you dump everything out and then you're like, oh my God, look at all the stuff I have. Like, it doesn't help, right? Because all you've done is make it obvious just how much you have to do and how much pressure you're under. Whereas if you do it from a place of, I love myself, I'm no longer willing to overload my mind, because that causes overwhelm, which causes all of the symptoms and signs that you particularly have, like not being able to think straight, being snappy and grumpy, not being able to sleep properly, not being able to hear your partner speak, even being grumpy with your dogs, who are just lovely, all the things. There's loads of them, right? I've listed them many times, but you have your own signs and symptoms of pushing through overwhelm into exhaustion and what that cycle feels like for you. Lost my train of thought now. I get very excited when I talk about this stuff. I think I'll just wrap the video up. Basically, notice how you feel. Notice what's going on for you. That'll have the biggest thing. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So once you know where you are and you're starting with self-awareness, then using hacks like brain dumping, productivity stuff, that can start to work, because if you do it with self-love, with self-acceptance, with self-awareness. So then when you do the brain dump, you look at it and go, oh my goodness, no wonder you were keeping all that in your head. See, instead of, oh my goodness, it's, oh, that's why. Then you're being on your own side. Be your own biggest cheerleader. Goodness me, why do we beat ourselves up so much? Like, come on guys, self-love here. Overwhelm is a sign. It is not a weakness. There's nothing wrong with you. You are perfect and a work in progress. And the work is to let go of all the ways you think there's something fundamentally wrong with you. So you can stop trying to justify your existence on the planet. You are here. You are here. Be here fully. Leave footprints. Make a difference. Shout out, hooray, I'm here. I'm going to take up my space. Don't let overwhelm crush you. Don't let fear crush you. Be more fully yourself. Right now, overwhelm and all its myriad of signs and symptoms is just a sign to get out of your head, into your body. Listen to your body, listen to your heart. Acknowledge, I'm done with living this way. It's just not working for me. But I'm not the kind of person who can downsize my dreams. That's not going to work either. So there has to be another way. And that way, if you want to join me, is the gentle rebellion. Gently but firmly rebelling against the idea that to have the full life you want, you have to push through overwhelm and exhaustion over and over again until you lose all sense of who you are. No! Down with that rubbish. I invite you to join me. Gently but firmly rebel against overwhelm into exhaustion being the price you pay to have the life you want. It's not true. There's another way. Ta-da! Have a great day.